Good morning. I'm Sherry Davidson, President of Davidson Realty, and I'm here this morning in a Providence home with several people with Providence that we will introduce. And our company came out and went through one of their Energy Star homes, and I was so impressed with all the features of an Energy Star home, because it's not only the insulation and the windows, but it's the design of the home and the ductwork, and there's so many parts to it to make the home energy efficient and very livable. So I'll start this morning by introducing Frank Cirillo with Providence Homes to talk a little more about the design.
Thanks, Sherry. And you hit the nail on the head. Sorry to use the pun, but it is truly a design from the ground floor up that really makes our homes different than some other builders that may be out there, but makes us qualified for the Energy Star program. It starts with getting all of our engineers and architects together to explain to them, number one, our priority is Energy Star. And that sets a precedent for them, and they understand what we're trying to accomplish. So how we design our walls to be 2x6 and to be much wider so that they hold more insulation and have a higher R value, and how we design our trusses, which are the components of the roof that most people are sort of familiar with. And if I brought two samples today, this would be a standard truss, and if you can imagine, this is where your shingles go with the plywood, where it keeps the rain out of the home, and this is the ceiling down here, the bottom cord of the truss. And if you can imagine, this sits on the wall right here. This is where the wall would be, and you can see as the truss comes together, there's very little space to put insulation in there. This would be a standard home or standard truss that we would have used 4 or 5 years ago. In our Energy Star homes, we use what's called a tall wall system, and we put what's called a heel in the truss. So this is the same thing. This is the roof line, this is the ceiling, and this is what we call a heel right here. And again, the wall would be below the heel, and you can see the difference in the space. This allows for the insulation to be so much thicker than our old truss did. You can see if I compare the two of them together, there's really no comparison. We use R38, which is resistance value 38, to get the highest maximum insulation value that we can, and it carries to the edge of the roof, or the edge of the wall here, so that the wall is insulated and it's carried up all the way through, and it doesn't get pinched down like the old truss. And that's really, really important for an Energy Star home. The next component that's really important, we use a mechanical engineer, and we actually use, most residential contractors do not use mechanical drawings in their home that are where the ductwork is designed specifically to go to certain rooms in a certain fashion. So not only are we testing the total energy efficiency of the home, but we're testing the energy efficiency of a room and room by room. And then that ductwork is tested in the field once it's built. And we make sure with an independent party that we follow the design correctly. So homes are built by people, and people sometimes make mistakes. And we have a lot of good supervision out there. But it's nice to have the ability to have a mechanical engineer with the tools to test the ductwork prior to the drywall being installed, so that we know, number one, that it's not crimped, that the airflow is going through properly, and that the leakage through the ductwork isn't too great. We don't want to lose all that efficient air conditioning into the house, into the cavities of the walls. We want it to be in the living space, and that's part of that testing.